Good morning, dreamers. How are you today? We are back. So much has happened since the last episode, whatever we want to call it. So much has happened. So, my dad had a heart attack, which gave all of us quite the scare. He was like, I'm good, I'm fine. Look at my vitals, they're all good. And the rest of us are standing around chewing off our nails. Um, Mom was a rock star through the whole thing, and as that does not surprise me one iota. One of the strongest women I know. But in all of that stress, he's home now. He's safe and sound, should say that, um, and he's in full recovery mode and doing great. Um, so I'm really thankful to report that. But I took a break because I had been running. I had been running at turbo mode. I remember when I first met Carl, and I've repeated it several times, is I work hard to have such a boring life. And people laugh at me and they're like, your life isn't boring. I'm like, I know. And so if this is me working hard to make it boring, then how crazy was it before? And so, yeah, I was not working hard to make it boring. Basically, everything I had done in 7 days before Carl was crunched into Monday to Friday, and then weekends were spent running, absolutely running. So, having dad need to go to the hospital was it was like there was no extra room. There was no emotional overflow space. There was no calendar overflow space, which instantly changed. Like I made time for my dad. I don't want you thinking I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta run the kids over here and the kids over. No, that's not. I was not like that. But the overflow space comes out of the energy I have to take care of myself. And that is dangerous. That's the type of thing that leads to getting your own heart attack, when everyone else is cared for first. Care. And when a loved one says, I wish we could do, or someday I want, or, right? And I hear that, and I try to make it happen now. And I don't just go, okay, someday. I feel pressure to make it happen now because this is a dream that a loved one has. This is something they want. And meanwhile, I erase myself. I do it to myself. It's not the loved one's fault or the stranger's fault. But when we are to love those around us the way we love ourselves in order to show our love to God, people like me start to run so hard and so fast. There's no overflow space for those loving moments, those loving actions. So I took a break from this. I had to really sit down and say, what are my priorities? What am I going to hold tight, must do's, and what am I going to hold loosely? And this was something I held loosely, and several of you have commented that it's gone, and yet it's not gone. It's just held loosely now. If I need the break, I will take the break. And I appreciate that those of you that do watch, you get it. You might not even come back, and that's fine too. Because this is my processing time for me, and I love having coffee with you at my grandma's table. I am not having coffee today. This is water, just plain old water, because I'm taking my vitamins. And Hannah starts a new job today, and I'm going to get a coffee at that new job when I drop her off this morning. So yes, all kinds of wonderful. But as the schedule heads towards fall, and there's this calling and this calling and this calling and this calling, figure out what you're going to hold loosely, because some things need to be held loosely. So that in those moments when you have someone saying, I need you, I need help, you have space and capacity why you're here. To love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Not with all your schedule. The schedule will take care of itself if those other things are there. And love your neighbor as yourself. Don't forget the yourself part, or the other two will not be possible. Because you carry a spark of the divine within you. You have been created in His image. And when you say, yeah, I want to follow that divine within me, I want to follow God, it'll all start to take care of itself. So don't worry about tomorrow. It's got lots of cares of its own. Just take care of you today. Know that I love you. It's so good to be back. Bye.